Very athletic. All right, here we go. No, I've been many things in my life, but never fast. All right, here's what we got. A fan has 3 identical blades of radius 3 meters. The blades form an angle of 40 degrees at the center. Find the total area of the blades. And we get one of those in terms of pies thing that we've been kind of ignoring the whole time. So let's talk about what that means. First of all, we're looking for the area. So obviously we want the area formula. A equals 1/2 r squared theta. Only in radians. So 40, not gonna cut it. 40, also kind of a grow, we don't have 40 memorized. We know what 30 and 45 is, but we don't know what 40 is memorized. But this question has more to it than yesterday. We're not just looking for the pink area for this question. What's the issue with what I've colored here for the pink area?
There's only one.
I've only colored 1, and there are 3 fan blades. And we would need to color all 3 fan blades. So, this is a better coloring attempt. And that's not 40 degrees. How many degrees is that really?
120.
120, because that's 40 plus 40 plus 40, or 40 times 3. And 120, we do know the radians for, which is 2 pi thirds. So, area equals 1/2 the radians, bang, which is 3 and 2 pi thirds. Now, find the total area of the blades, awesome. Type it in the calculator, be done. But, we're also getting this note here, which says in terms of pi. So let's talk about how to do that. First, let's just type the whole thing into Desmos. See what we get. These backs are starting to be Desmos. Sorry, I'm algebra 1 brain. 3 square parentheses alpha y equals 2 pi divided by 4. I got that the area equals 9.4247, blah, 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 blah. Now, if you got that is the area, and maybe we're being extra good, right? We're putting meters, and area is always 2 dimensions, so we're putting a little square there. That is the approximate area, and it is not the exact area because it has a billion decimals, and it is irrational. And it is irrational because pi is like a little virus that has been, integrated into our number. Pi is irrational. That means our number is irrational. This says enter your answers in terms of pi.
So you take the pi out.
What that means is go back to your calculator. You can probably even press the up arrow to go back and grab that little equation from earlier. Then press the over arrow key. Hover on top of the pi and press the delete key. Not the clear key, but the delete key. Press enter. And now my number is a lot smaller. What's the number now? 3. My area equals 3. Now, that can't be right. The area cannot be 9.4 and 3 at the same time. This 3, remember we did not type the pi, which means the pi hasn't been used yet, which means we just put the pi attached to the 3. If you go on your calculator and you type 3 pi, guess what you get? 9.424, like he said. So, this is the exact area because there is no decimals, and pi is just a nice, neat little package instead of becoming an irrational virus that just kind of ruins the whole rest of the numbers. So if it ever says in terms of pi, or if you're looking at a multiple choice quiz later today, and maybe instead of a bunch of decimals, the answers are in fractions with pi after them, that just means do the formula, don't type pi, just write pi at the end. Okay, one more question. one end of a large windshield wiper is fixed at the point O. When its other end is rotated by 60 degrees, it swipes an area of 8/3 pi. So this is one of those exact areas, no rounding, it's not irrational, they've saved the pi. What they just told us is that the area equals 8/3 pi. So that makes it clear to me we're gonna be using the area formula. Area equals 1/2 r squared theta. But then I noticed the question says, what is the length of the wiper? Now let's make sure we're answering this like that golf question that kind of confused us.
That's the lead.
Is that length the arc length or the radius? And I heard somebody already say it, nice job. It is the radius, right? The windshield wiper, which is labeled right here, is this piece. Not the arc length, it's just the radius. So what that means is, different from usual, for this question, we know what the area is, we know what the theta is, and the radius is a mystery. We're trying to figure that out. So we're gonna use this formula, we're gonna get all the numbers in there, and then we're gonna kinda move stuff around. 58, he made it, nice job, way to go. Okay. Let me get rid of those ugly check marks. Okay, here we go. Let's plug all those numbers in. 8/pi is equal to 1/2 r squared. Remember, we don't know what r is, we're trying to figure it out. And theta they told us is 60, and 60 is 5/3. Now they have chosen this question. These numbers work out so nicely for us, okay? We need to get this r by itself, which means we need to move all of this other junk. For example, this 1/2 has got to go to the other side, and this squared has got to go to the other side, and all of this has got to be moved over there. And this is just algebra 1. What order do you move things over there? What do you want to move first?
Like terms. How do you like terms?
Like terms only matters if you're doing adding. We're not doing any adding. So what I would do first is anything except for the squared. We don't want to touch the squared until last. So we would want to move either the 1/2 or the 5/3. It doesn't really matter. Now, those are multiplied with r, which means we want to use division to get rid of them. But like this 1/2 is kind of like a r divided by 2. And so I think the easiest way to do this would be to times 2. We cool with that? 1/2 is the opposite of times 2, right? This is algebra 1, moving things to the other side. And so how do you multiply 2 times 8/5? You multiply top times top and bottom times bottom. So it would be 16/5. The 2 does not multiply with the bottom. Hopefully this isn't scaring you too much. This is just, the trig is over. This is all algebra 1 now. Okay, how do we want to move that 3 to the other side? Just like we moved the 2, because that 3 is in the bottom, the way I would do it is I would do times 3 times 3.
Times 3 pi.
Right? Well, that pi is the top, so the pi, we don't want to multiply by pi. I'm going to multiply by 3 to get rid of that bottom 3. And again, this question is really nice, because when we get over here, and we need to multiply these together, what's going to happen?
Yes.
We're also going to have these 3's cancel out, because we got one on the top and one on the bottom. So everything's working really nicely so far. Now I have r squared pi equals 16 pi, and I'm starting to get the feeling this is going to be really nice. Dividing both sides by pi is going to be real easy. Divide by pi, they cross out. Divide by pi, they cross out. I get r squared equals 16, don't forget the 1. And what is the answer going to be for the r? 4. R equals plus or minus 4. Does it make any sense to have a windshield negative 4 meters long? Nah. The minus is done. We don't need the minus. Get rid of that thing. All right, there we go. There is the radius of the windshield wiper, and let's put some units on there. What are we doing?
Meters.
Meters. Are you kidding me? 4 meters long?
It is pretty long.
That's like a 13-foot long windshield wiper. I don't know what type of mega dump truck that thing's on, but too much. All good? Okay, that is applications. Now,